SoMbeR, SoMbeR. That's just how it is. SoMbeR. Hey, I'm Ray of Sunshine. Glad that you're here with me today.
Hi, I'm Ray of Sunshining.
Even though I'm feeling a little bit somber.
I'm Ray of Sunshine, also known as Ray of Sunshine for short. I'm delighted that you're here with me today. I'm Ray of Sunshine. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I got some important stuff to tell you. If you're returning, glad to see you. If you're new here, glad to see you again. You know, I'm transitioning through my different sections here. I'm just coming through the C section and D section, and there's a whole evolutionary process to follow, which is the whole point of my video series. Maybe somebody sent this video to you. And all I'm going to say about that is we're going to talk about betrayal, and it's not really... Well, that should tell you something.
So I was thinking, you don't want to be making a video while you're feeling somber. You want to be bright and bubbly. But then I started thinking, well, you know what there, Buster? You know what there, Ray of Sunshining? Your whole video presentation is a metaphor for life. And life isn't always bright and bubbly. Life is sometimes somber.
Which you may or may not know. If this is the first time that you're with me, welcome. Love to have you with me. And this is actually a good place to start.
So, my objective is to share all of me.
Sometimes it's a good place to start at the beginning. But for you right now, this is where you need to be. Just like you, I've been through difficult times in life. I've been through pain and suffering and heartache.
So somber is one element, one cycle in this thing we call life.
But you know, there's one or two incidences of trauma that really stand out. I'm going to talk about one today that led me to learning loving and loving living and to being with you right here, right now. I have a different appearance in some of the earlier videos, but I also have a different demeanor and I have a different presentation, and there's a lot of different coming up as we're discovering. And so that's the whole idea of all of this different happening, to see how you deal with discovering different.
Just like happiness and just like sorrow. It's all just part of what contributes to creating the uniqueness of you. And that's what I'm here to talk about.
We're going from the old world
in this program, and
the new world.
And SoMbeR is part of it.
I want to tell you about something that happened for me the other day that I keep reliving, and I think you're going to like it too. I was in the mirror, meaning facing the mirror, not actually in the mirror. I was in the mirror, so to speak, and I looked up and made eye contact. What happened? I said, wow, I love this guy.
Yeah, so you know, that's what goes on in all of my videos, right? Amazing, fun things. Just always trying to progress, to show a progression. And the progression doesn't indicate going backwards, right? Progression means moving forward, elevating, rising, learning, loving, loving, living. The fun is in the process. The details of my story are entirely different than the details of your story. Different names, different dates, different places, different situations. All entirely different. Different situations, different dates, different names. The essence is identical. The essence of difficulty, heartache, struggle, heartache. Being at a point where there's not even so much as a pinpoint of light at the end of the tunnel. And nothing to hold on to other than a sliver of hope. And there were days where I wondered where that was too. All right, so this is the last time I ask. Did I tell you about the lights? Right, it took me a while for things to sink in. And that's why I repeat things. And so for one last time, I'm going to repeat things, and you can hear me repeat it over and over and over in the previous videos. I do. And I know that I do because I need to hear it. So that's your whole mission here. And that's my whole mission, is for something to sink in. And that's so you know what I'm talking about, right? My struggle, my trauma, heartache, a false conviction, difficulty. What I'm presenting is the idea of doing something different, to discover something different, to make a difference. If you go back there to any one of my previous videos, you're going to see different. You're going to see a different ray of sunshine, a different presentation. There's different props, themes, different, and that's the whole point. That's the point of me doing this presentation. Doing something different to discover something different. To put myself on display and show you an evolutionary process, all kinds of different happen. A ray of sunshine, a false I love
conviction
that you're here with me on this journey. You'll see some different coming up, and
the entire trial for a capital offense lasted about an hour. Done. Guilty. Period. Doing something different to discover something different. And I have lots of little stories back there about...
A lot of times people say, oh no, we don't like changes. People don't like changes.
I never went for that. I like change.
I don't have a problem with change. Sometimes change
is big, sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes it's a little bit hard to handle.
So it's a matter of taking it in smaller chunks, whatever. And I talk about that
on the pilot video.
And the guy there on that pilot video, as I was telling you, hasn't always feel loved. This morning, it was 2 mornings ago, looked up in the mirror and said, wow, I love this guy. And so he's been reliving that ever since. It's a terrific feeling.
I speak about it in some of my earlier videos, particularly my pilot video, which goes back to over a year ago now. It's called Why Me? It's 25 minutes and 26 seconds of on the edge of your seat thrills. Not really. But it tells the story of being falsely arrested, falsely imprisoned, falsely convicted for a sexual crime.
I love that you're with me, going through this series. Did I tell you about clipping the lights on my plant? Just and you may know that in some of my previous videos, I talk a lot about, because I learned it from Sid, to do something different, to discover something different, because I'm looking to discover something different about which is what I'm discovering in this whole video series. Which is what you'll discover too.
Back when I was a teenager, I used to do things like get dressed up. I would find things that didn't match, didn't coordinate, fit, paisley with plaids and different things like that. And I had this wig. I had access to a lot of, costumes and all that kind of stuff. So I had this wig that was the most horrible wig. And it had these pieces sticking out, and it even had some of the matting underneath showing through where some of the hair was ripped. And I would wear it crooked with one of these outfits, and I would go downtown.
When you look at the progression of the whole series, and there'll be boxes on the side of my head at the end of this video.
And I'd just check out people checking me out, and looks on some of the faces, especially when people would get close and they'd talk to me. Well, the other story that I have about that too is the time that I shaved off half my mustache when I met.
It's playtime. Oh, did we take a moment to just look at each other?
My first wife's parents and her family, I had a half a mustache, and I have that story over there too. And nobody wants to say anything. They're all looking at you, and the eyes keep going down. And so when I used to go downtown and all this, the outfit, be the same thing. People would kind of be checking me out, across the street, go the other way, and their eyes would kind of be looking, wouldn't say anything. So it was that kind of routine. So the idea is, check it out from the beginning. You're going to see a whole lot of different rays of sunshine back there, and you're going to see a whole lot of different rays of sunshine coming up.
Hey, did somebody send you this video? Hold that thought.
I transform throughout the entire presentation. So that's the whole idea, for you to go back there, start at the beginning, watch the progression. It's about a progression. It's about an emergence.
It's our time to blossom. We don't have to do anything. We just have to be human kindness. Be the bright and shining lights that we are.
I'm here to talk about surviving the struggle and healing the hurt. And wounds like that go so deep that they last a long time. And it takes a long time to heal. And chances are you're still healing from your hurt. Lies. Pretending.
Said what?
She said lies. She said it's these big red letters up on a hill, like the Hollywood sign. It's big red letters, and it says lies. I said, I know. Back then, I knew they were lies, which led to a false conviction. I didn't know the extent of it. The other thing I was thinking is that if you make this video while you're in this somber mood, maybe the video will suck. But it won't be the first sucky video that I've ever made. Right? I didn't know till several months ago. I served a 13-year sentence. And if you've been back to some of my earlier videos, you know what I'm talking about. You know what? The day that I discovered where it says REC, you press that little button and that's how you make a video. The day that I discovered that is the day that I started making my YouTube videos. My husband Sid passed away before the sentence was complete. He passed away in 2015, which was about halfway through the sentence. And I show you my whole progression. There's a whole array of rays of sunshine back there, showing you from day one. That's why I want you to go back there to see the difference. You deal with discovery and to see how different, because the climate that we're stepping into on this planet is different. I completed the sentence, and then they decided to add another 17 years. So when you go back there, you'll have to go with an open mind, think way outside the box. But all of those presentations are there for a reason. They're all there for you. Now, I'm sorting through the puzzle pieces, just like all the puzzle pieces in every one of my previous videos. But when the 13 years was almost done, just a month before it was done, I got a download. And the download put me right in the courthouse chambers. They're all there for you. So I hope you keep sticking your head in every once in a while. And someday, if you're feeling somber, be sure to stick your head in here, because you know what my whole program is all about. It's about vibing up. It's playtime. Up, vibe, and create yours. And I saw all the action. A download, by the way, is like this, because it was this instant flash that came to me, a psychic flash, and all the details became clear instantly. And so I want to tell you about transforming pain into gain. Even when I reached the bottom of the bottomless pit, and the one thing I held on time there was a sliver, maybe not even a whole sliver, a sliver of what I'm going to call it, a sliver, a hope that I'll have more hope tomorrow, that I'll be able to get through another day and be able to figure out why. Why did this happen to me? At whatever point that you might figure out that there's something beneficial here for you, then you can share this with some other characters and give them the opportunity to discover something different and what's in it for me. So that'll be an ongoing conversation. I have lots of thoughts to share because I've had lots of years to live through it and to rise above it. I talk about this on lots of my previous videos, which is really why it's important that you might want to go back there and check out earlier rays of sunshine. There's a whole array of rays of sunshine, but it shows a progression. It shows the progression that I'm here to talk about today, because we're stepping into a new world. A new world that's going to require us to be void of the old world. Transitioning from the old world to the new world. And the old world, the old experiences, the pain and hurt, served its purpose. So I want to talk about things that I discovered. Hey, did somebody send you this video on a silver platter? Well, now it's your turn to silver platter somebody else. It all culminates in the process of discovering the uniqueness of you. Let me extend the warmest welcome. So if you're new here, let me extend the warmest welcome. And I hope you keep sticking your head in every once in a while. You see, I'll tell you a little bit about the plan I got going on. The plan is to keep you engaged so that we can all come together on the same page. I talk about that on every single one of my previous videos. I repeat lots of things on my previous videos, but I do that for a reason, till it sinks in. It's all part of the recipe. But one of the freak shows I want to tell you about, my whole presentation, for your very own you stew. You know, and I have a video that's named You Stew. Probably put that in one of the boxes on the side of my head at the end of this video. You want to check that out. Stuff to tell you. So, if you're not familiar with my video presentation, I can sum it up for you in 2 words. So, if somebody shared this video with you, you could learn from their example. Words. Freak show. Because that's the whole foundation of how my plan works. Share this video. You know, everyone, I have dozens and dozens of previous videos to this one, which is significant because you can't really have later videos unless you have previous videos to begin with. Otherwise, what's the point of making videos if you're not going to share them, right? So that's where we are right now in one of the later videos, but there's a whole bunch of previous ones, and I talk in just about every single one of them, which is longer than, say, 60 seconds. I got some videos that are 15 seconds.
but none of them are real long.
And so the way I keep you engaged to show you a bit of my process.
None of them are longer than a half hour, and I'm hoping, and you probably are too, that today is not going to be one of those either. But the first freak show that I want to tell you about,
my whole video presentation.
It's a freak show back then. So I talk about it in a lot of different ways in many of my previous videos.
I show you my unfolding, my blossoming, to give you some insight and inspiration for your unfolding and your blossoming. It's our time to blossom.
About how sometimes, there's some topsy-turvy going on. Shenanigans going on. Things that are a little bit off kilter, that are a little bit confusing. But the thing to realize is,
it's time for all the sunflowers on the planet to come together, hand in hand, so we can create the world of our dreams.
Realize is, it's a metaphor for life. And sometimes life is a freak show.
If you've been with me in some of my earlier presentations, you may realize that I have a certain format going on. Format is that the format switches periodically. So I kind of, I work on the ABC theory, and I have my A section, my B section. The world as we would like to design it. It's all to show a progression, an advancement.
So this whole presentation illustrates that.
If you're with me, or at whatever point that you figure out that you're with me, the way to show that is to share this video. Send it to some character who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to discover different. If you found something of value here, feel free to share this video with someone who'll be glad, you thought of them, who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to discover different if it weren't for your willingness. So I hope you continue on this journey with me. I don't make real long videos. Meanwhile, I think of us as one big happy family. The operative word there is happy. Is there such a thing as too much happy? Let's find out together.
Hey, I know it's getting dark and you probably can't see me very good, but I couldn't drive off without taking a shot of the beautiful moon that's happening out here. We're working toward a full moon. It's a time of completion, a time of creation. Of course, that's what this program is all about. It's playtime. Create you.
It's playtime. Create you. And let's make
playtime. Create you.
And let's make happy happen. Share kindness and share this video of what contributes to Vibe Up, creating the uniqueness of you. And that's what I'm here to talk about. It's playtime. Vibe Up. Create you.